Hello everyone. So ByteDance has created a lot of cool AI models and fine-tuned existing models to make them better. Now today we're going to check out other models that run like very handy tools for segmentations. This is the SA2VA models based on the Qwen3VL 4 billion parameter model, and it's now making that using the SA2VA models capable of using text prompts for segmentation, image/video grounding, and segmentation tasks. Now we're going to use these models and see how we can work around with some practical stuff, like generating images or using them for making videos, especially for video generation. As a backend tool, it's really useful. Now let's check it out. So, first of all, here are the custom nodes that integrate the ByteDance SA2VA Qwen3VL 4B model. These models, of course, as you see from the names, are based on the Qwen3VL vision language models. And based on this vision language model, ByteDance is now adding the SA2VA technique to use it for segmentation, especially in this custom nodes task. What this task is going to do is basically this. You can input a text prompt, and based on that text prompt, the custom nodes receive the input image, and the output is going to be the text output. The response from the language model, as well as the mask and image mask, which means it's going to output the mask regions as an image data type. So, here, once we've opened up our ComfyUI, you can install this in ComfyUI Manager, and you're able to search for it in ComfyUI Manager pretty easily. Just type this keyword, SA2VA Segmentation, and you'll have these custom nodes pop up. Now, I've installed this already. It's pretty easy, simple. Basically, you just click Install. If you haven't installed it yet, restart your ComfyUI, and then you're ready to go. So first of all, let's talk about images. I've created a testing workflow for images and for videos. Now here, as you can see, I have a pretty normal image with multiple items laying on this kind of structure. And let's say I want to segment only the pair of shoes here. So we're going to use, of course, this model where you have a drop-down menu and select this. And once you've selected it, you just basically type a simple text prompt here to mention, like, segment a pair of white shoes in the image. So basically, getting from the input image here, and I've marked some of the text prompt examples that you can check out. It works for images and also for videos as well. And then what you'll receive here is a mask image output and also the mask as a general output of what you'll be seeing here. So both of these outputs are going to give you those black and white mask output images, but in different data types. Only the text output is going to be like this. The AI will respond with the segmentation as detected and is going to give you the image canvas output, but it won't be able to show it in the text. Rather, it'll show you the image output from the mask output here. So let's try this and see how it looks. The first time you run this model, or these custom nodes, it'll download the model, and you'll see in the command prompt window that it's going to load these models. Using this in local ComfyUI, this custom node named Cache will download the model weights into the custom nodes pack in a subfolder called Cache and Hugging Face Hub, where it's actually kind of unmanageable things to do in some way. It's not downloading safe tensor files or whatever that is. And sometimes, if you get a server error, you might want to re-download it again. And I'm showing you another way, manually downloading this model weight and dragging and dropping it into the same folder path, which also works. So once you've made the first attempt, either downloading the model automatically or downloading it yourself manually, and run it successfully the first time, you'll get something like this, the mask output, both for the image mask and the mask data, black and white as well, based on the image and the text prompt that you input. So, what's the difference between this and other types of segmentation? Well, first of all, this SA2VA is also using segmentation and using the same tool with the vision language models to generate the result. And one of the things they've added is the grounded understanding of images and videos, which obviously lets you use text prompts to do it without using a point editor like before. Remember, like in previous videos, we've tried using the point editor. It's good visually to pinpoint whichever locations you want to mask, but if you implement this into a system to run it as batch processing, it might not be suitable. It's good for designers or graphics folks who want to work visually with a UI interface for each image and mask things manually. Previously, we've used Segment Anything. This is another favorite custom node I like to use. Before Seg2, this Segment Anything is based on the same one, and the way this gets the mask output is that it's using the Grounding DINO model, which, from here, you can select the large size or the small size. Then you use a prompt, and actually, this prompt doesn't allow you to have a full paragraph or 1 or 2 sentences of text prompts as input. Grounding DINO is only able to process a few text keywords in this prompt. So, let's say you have shoes you want to mask in the image, you just type shoes or a hat, something like that. Or if you want to combine multiple things, like hat and t-shirt together with pants, it's basically keyword-based input here. And if you have multiple people or multiple items, like in some cases where you have a few characters standing in front of an image, you won't really be able to specify which character you want to mask. So, for example, back here on the Custom Nodes page, you can jump into the GitHub repository of this custom node. It shows one very good example here that doesn't need too much description. Just look at this image. You see multiple characters in it. And if you want to specify 1 or 2 characters in this multi-character image, you're slightly unable to do it anyway. Using the Grounding DINO plus SAM2 segmentation or SAM1/SAM2, whichever model it is. You input the text prompt like this, and the final output is nothing. Whereas, if you're using SA2VA with the Qwen3VL model, you can actually use the language model's way to inquire about a specific character in this image. And the segmentation from these models is able to grab that region as an output, like shown here. So you've got the text prompt, you want the guy specifically in the image, and just pinpointing or selecting this character might be because you want to replace or swap the character using Qwen Animate or any Qwen 2.1, Vase 2.2, Vase Fun, you can do that as well. So this is a totally different level of segmentation, I'd say, compared with Segment Anything and the normal SAM2 models that use the point editor. Because there's nothing wrong with the point editor connecting with SAM or SAM2, but yeah, this one is more likely for individual users who rely on the user interface and are processing each image on their own, manually pinpointing locations and getting the coordinates of whatever objects they want to segment. The older way of Segment Anything is more likely to accept a simple keyword in this text prompt input, another level of how you inquire based on text and get your segmentation mask from this process. And of course, this is a text prompt. You can link it up as an input parameter, plug that into your more systematically generated image, and gather the mask of the image by batch in your system backend. So, this is the advantage of why we're going to use SA2VA segmentation rather than the old ways of using Grounding DINO for segmentation. So this works for images, and also, let's see what we can do for video. Because of course, for video, we have Qwen3VL, which we've tested before and have applied a lot in some of our current latest workflows for image and video. Qwen3VL obviously accepts images and videos pretty well, processes all the text prompts, and generates whatever text result you want to output. But there's one thing it doesn't do: segment the regions on the image or the video frames. So that's why ByteDance is smart enough to combine two elements together. This model uses SA2VA with Qwen3VL to process images and also handle video. But there's one thing about this: it has pros and cons. The con is going to be this custom node right now at its current status. Not sure if the author will update it, but the input parameters only accept one single image. You're not able to, let's say, take a video like this and connect an image batch to it. If you go directly from load video and connect the image like this, you'll only be able to process one image frame from the video, which is going to be only the initial frame of the video. The whole video won't be processed frame by frame. So what I've done is a little trick here. I added image batch to image list. So we're receiving a batch of images from load video. Basically, this is going to be an unordered style list of images. And then we convert that to an image list. It's like, in programming terms, this is like an array of data, getting a list of an array of data. We can pass each element or item within that array, loop through the images here, and send each image as an input for the SA2VA segmentation, processing each image individually. Of course, the processing time will get slower here. You can use 8-bit quantization to get faster results, or just wait for the author. Hopefully, he'll enable video/image batch input in an upcoming update of this custom node. And the output, of course, will reverse that output data from image list back to image batch. So we're able to bring it back together as a whole, image frames for the video, combined and showing here. So let's say I'm going to use almost the same text prompt as this one, selecting the pair of shoes. And in here, I'm going to segment only this guy's backpack and process this. Basically, you'll have each image individually processed here. And I'm showing how that actually works behind the ComfyUI command prompt window. And you can see that each one is going to go through processing. So like this example here, I'm using the same text prompt as above for the image. But then I changed the keyword to segment the backpack in the image, and it's processing each video frame as an individual image back here. Where you see the output is a mask preview, all those shaded white regions showing the location of the backpack. And in the image output, here you see this is just for reference, showing the masking regions of the video. And you can do it this way, processing each image frame as an image, and the command prompt window lets you see the process more clearly. It's going through these 24 frames. First, it loads the model weights, these files, and then it fetches the checkpoints, loading each image individually, one by process and process. Since this treats each frame as a separate image, you'll have multiple rounds of processing like this to go through every video frame. But it works this way, as an alternative. But hopefully, the author can experiment with this model to allow inputting video frames and batch loading them as one whole process for segmentation. That way would lower the loading time as well as the computing power needed instead of processing each image individually like that. So that's how we can use this. One more thing is that it can segment, like in the GitHub examples, you can specifically segment one object in a multi-object image or multiple objects in videos or images at a time. As you can see, this is called mask, and it's not only one singular mask. So come to here. Let's say we have a multi-person video. For example, I have this quite fast fight scene here where you see two people going at it. Most likely, it's pretty hard for previous custom nodes to do segmentation by keyboard. Or you could use the point editor to pinpoint each object using green dots. But if you have a batch of videos to process, you won't have time to manually pinpoint those objects yourself. So what I've done here is, let's say you have a video with two characters talking, running, jumping, or in this scene, killing each other. You have a text prompt like this. Segment the female fighter and the male fighter in this image separately, and it responds with masks corresponding to each part of the answer. So, in this way, we don't need the video to combine and show what it is right there, because what we need is the mask of separate objects. We can ignore this part first, and we're now focusing only on the mask preview, what we'll receive here as the segmentation result. So let's say this video. I'm going to process 25 video frames here just for demo purposes to show how it's able to detect these two people as we mentioned and also separate each object into its own individual mask. Come back here. Here's the generated result. As you can see, the text response is able to identify the woman in black jacket, white shirt as one segment, and the other segment is a man in a black suit fighting as another man here. So, you can see each object. For example, in these two frames here, frame number 1, you have the female character, and next is the male character from this side. So it separates each object individually. As you can see, by having the keyword tell the AI to segment objects separately, you'll get individual mask regions for each object you want to inquire about. This language model's way of doing it, but in a more practical way for using in ComfyUI. Now, what can we use this mask for? The first thing I thought of is, previously we've used an infinite talk as a way of separating masks and having different masks and applying SA2VA segmentation here where we're able to use the same technique, getting image masks separately as output images, a list of masks, and allowing us to process them. So moving on to the audio part. For infinite talk, we have multiple characters. We can use this for our talking avatar scenes here and input audio. It's pretty easy. As long as you have the same speech and different time frames for each character talking, it's all ready to go. And you can also use a more systematic way of separating one audio file. With that, you can handle multiple characters within that audio, for example, using an isolator for audio to process this. But I'm not going to go too deep into the audio stuff in this tutorial. We're focusing on segmentation right now. So, come back here. Once we have the mask, we pass it into here. You'll have the reference target masks. This is the multiple mask input. It will process them in order according to the mask objects from left to right. So, for example, let's say I have this image here. If I want to mask this character, the female and the female character here, it'll start from the objects like this. You'll have the male character as mask 1 and the female character as mask 2. Since these are two separate masks for the object segmentation here, what you need is, according to the order here, you input the audio as well, matching the object's mask segmentation in this custom node, audio 1 for the male character and audio 2 for the female character. That's simply how it works for infinite talk. And this way, it's more convenient for how you handle segmentation here. Whereas you're just using a text prompt in a more systematic way that you can plug into, say, a string, send it as an input for this workflow, and then connect that into one or any other AI agents, or just systematically in your backend system to build that pipeline. So you know how it works in your pipeline and can customize it yourself this way. You know, this is one of the more modular ways of working with SA2VA segmentation rather than dealing with non-advanced prompts or relying on the point-and-click UI to manually pinpoint dots on the segment locations we need. So, let's see the generated result here, and we'll come back later to see how it looks. So, here's one of the examples I just did using this method, where I have two separate audio tracks, two characters talking at different times in this speech. And the more accurate way, as I just found out, is by using another additional label like this, the woman as segment 2 and the man as segment 1. That way, you're able to accurately place each object mask in order. This is number 1 and this is number 2. Because without using segment labels like this, you might sometimes get the order switched between the woman and the man. So, here's the generated result. As you can see, the different timelines of the two characters talking aren't overlapping or moving randomly without order. Right now, we have the same order according to the audio timeline here.
The future of AI voice technology just took an unexpected turn. We're now able to perfectly separate and identify individual speakers in real time, which means your private conversations might not be so private anymore.
That's quite the opening statement. Are we talking about the new ComfyUI speaker diarization break?